Hello everyone and welcome to another Explore video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that has just one RCQ at DreamHack Dallas, and I feel like this deck just came out of nowhere. Now it is a Pioneer list, so it's not going to be exactly 1-to-1. And that's because we don't have Dig Through Time. That's the only card that is missing from Pioneer, which is, I would say, quite a bit of an important card to dig through our deck. So there is going to be a little bit of a variation from the Pioneer list. So the Pioneer list plays 4 copies of Dig Through Time, which means that your deck has to be built in a certain fashion that can fill up the graveyard at a reasonable pace. So you see 4 copies of Consider in the deck, which we're not going to be playing ourselves. There's also 3 copies of Fabled Passage, which is a card that we're also not going to be playing ourselves. And instead, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Memory Deluge as a pseudo Dig Through Time, and we also are going to be playing 4 copies of Experimental Augury and 2 copies of Impulse in place of Dig Through Time and Consider. So the Experimental Augury in this deck is pretty sick, even though Impulse does dig 1 card deeper, and that's because we do have some synergy in the deck that work with counters. We play 4 copies of Fable of the Mirror Wrecker, and we also play 4 copies of Archfiend of the Dross, which is going to be our key card in the deck, and we also play 2 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster in the sideboard. But those are going to be all the changes that I've made to the deck. So let's talk about the combo itself and what makes this deck special. So this deck is called Archfiend Alteration, and as you can see, we are playing Archfiend of the Dross and Metamorphic Alteration, hence the name of the deck. This 4-mana card, Archfiend of the Dross, it's a 6/6 flyer, which is, by itself, it could win the game, if not dealt with. So when this card enters the battlefield, you get 4 oil counters on it. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to remove an oil counter from this card. And if it doesn't have an oil counter on it, you lose the game. And then if you look at the other card, Metamorphic Alteration, this is a 2-mana enchantment. Basically what this will do is you enchant a creature opponent controls and you choose your Archfiend of Dross, which means that the enchanted creature will become a copy of Archfiend of Dross. But because the copy effect doesn't mean that it entered the battlefield, so the copied Archfiend of the Dross won't trigger the enter the battle effect, putting 4 oil counters on it, which means that the copied card will have 0 oil counters, and once you pass your turn to your opponent will lose the game. So that's going to be the gimmick with this deck. You play Archfiend of Dross, as long as opponent controls a creature, you Metamorphic Alteration opponent's creature, and give them an Archfiend of Dross, which will lose them the game. So yeah, this deck kind of popped out from nowhere, so I'm kind of excited to try this deck out. I'm a big fan of Archfiend of Dross. I play this in Fight Rigging deck. So without further ado, we're going to be jumping into some Explore Best of 3 to show you guys how the deck does, and also have a conclusion section at the end of the video to talk about the deck. So let's hop on over. Yeah, we play first. Not bad. Okay, I think we hate the Trespasser more than anything. Yeah, sure, they can take my Impulse. Whatever. Might even take Memory Deluge. Ooh, they found a Blood-Tithe Harvester. Okay. Might have to cycle Sensor. We'll see, unless they top deck a Fable. A Spell Pierce. So we can go Memory Deluge and then have a Spell Pierce for maybe Fatal Push. That could also work. Bone Crusher Giant. I think that's a pretty good Spell Pierce target, actually. A Fatal Push, you say? A Fatal Push, you say? I think we just Memory Deluge here. Wow, they didn't draw with Castle. They didn't cycle with Blood Token. That's kind of greedy. That is kind of greedy. Drown is so good. Okay. Pretty good. I'll take a Fable. Because, like, we don't need to rush this. Like, we don't need to. That's the funny part. We definitely do not need to rush anything here. I mean, they're kind of bleeding. Fatal Push on that. I think I'm okay with that. Rather save my Drown in the Lock for something like, I don't know, Sheoldred. Misery Shadow. Huh. That's actually an interesting card. I'll allow it. Thoughtseize. Interesting. Let's actually just destroy this. Now, Hive is actually not bad. I'll just play the Bone Crusher Giant at this point. Groxa. Short. So unfortunately, they do live if we do hive here. Another land. Let's just Memory Deluge now, since we could get a Fatal Push. A parade. Okay. Opponent is dead. Okay. I'm not sure if they actually know my deck. So, let's play Reckoner Bankbuster. I'll take a copy of Extinction Event. And, a copy of Disdainful Stroke and a Negate. And maybe get rid of Spell Pierce since I've already Spell Pierced them once. I don't really like having like too much Thought Seizes versus them. And since they're gonna be like holding on to like removal spells and stuff, I think we can just go down on a Metamorphic Alteration. I don't see how this thing lives. And we'll go down on an Augury. What about Nicol Bolas? Actually, I'll play a copy of Nicol Bolas. Yeah. Let's do that. Actually, before it's better to cut Impulse, right? Before Augury. Since Augury has some synergy in the deck. We'll keep this. Kind of a gamble. But since we're going second, we're looking at a lot of draws. Hopefully we do find a land. Scare them with the Dark Slick Shore. Maybe make them think that we have a counter spell. It's probably better to play the Watery Grave now. Take less damage. I think that's fine. They missed out on a land. Liliana.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it. One
Liliana.
of your friends has to leave.
I could Experimental Augury to get the Fable out immediately. I guess that can be a thing. But I need a untap land here though. This is actually kind of sick combo if they play You know what? I'm gonna get rid of a Memory Deluge. Wow, we didn't get it. We did not get it. That's unfortunate. We're gonna put a stop on their upkeep.
I'm tired of your secrets.
It's kind of greedy if I take out a land. Wow, they pass. Okay. I think even though I have Archfiend of Drows, I think it's better to get Bonecrusher Giant here. It's kind of a sick combo, honestly. I do wonder, like, do they play... Does opponent play Sheoldred? I wonder. Trespasser. So this is a Bonecrusher Giant. Or actually, it could be just Reckoner Bankbuster, right? Okay. We are kind of losing this war of attrition. Go for the throat. I feel like we have to kill this, even though, you know, we discard a card. But, you know. It's hard to win going second. I'll just slam this Archfiend now. Land would be nice. Land would be very, very nice. Nice. Kind of want them to play a form and a card. I think it's about time, right? It's about time. Any 4-mana cards, opponent? Surely they play Sheoldred, right? No Sheoldreds in their deck, apparently. Takenuma. I think I have to Disdainful Stroke that. I mean, Drowned to lock that. Gonna be taking a bit of damage here. Counter target spell. I'm beginning to think they don't play a 4-mana card. Yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. So I can Otawara their 1/1. I feel like that's not very strong. I think we lost. Oh yeah, we definitely lost. So what happened there? We had Disdainful Stroke, and we lost the game, basically. Let's play a Thoughtseize going first. Spell Pierce is actually not that bad, because they're playing things like Liliana. Kinda strong. I'm gonna get rid of a Memory Deluge. It's a little bit too expensive. It's kind of a mediocre hand, but I mean, we got playable cards, so I won't say no to that. They pass with the Bone Crusher Giant up. Reckoner Bank Buster start again. We do need a land. I'm gonna play out my Bone Crusher Giant. Hopefully opponent doesn't have Liliana here. Fable, that's fine. I really wanted a land. So let's do that. There's a land. There's a land. Kinda hoping we like just kinda curve out and win the game. So we Archfiend next. Maybe they can't deal with that. And then we perhaps win with the combo. Perhaps. Okay, they see my combo now. They're probably just going to take the Archfiend. Or even Fatal Push. Okay, yeah, they just took that. Gonna attack. I will play the Corpse Appraiser. Yeah, they play a lot of removal spell. A Fable. It's pretty good. Okay, that's a good sign if they do that. Another Corpse Appraiser. Would you look at that? They see my Fatal Push. I'm not sure if they're actually going to kill it. Okay, they do. Sure. Probably Fable here. I could go Corpse Appraiser, hoping for a Thoughtseize here, actually. No Thoughtseizes. Feels bad, man. No Archfiend either. That could have been really nice. Or a Bank Buster. It's a lot of cards I could have gotten. Ooh, speaking of which. Is this Rakdos dot just play like removal spell the entire time? Like what is this? Like, this opponent doesn't play anything other than removal spells. Like, look what they did. Power Word Kill, Abrade, Thoughtseize, Bonecrusher Giant. Thoughtseize. Okay, I'm just going to take out the Alteration. I think. We'll Thoughtseize you. Another Bank Buster. Probably take that, actually. They have so many removal spells. It's crazy. Like, what? My god. Crazy. So they have to kill the Corpse Appraiser with the Power Word Kill. Because the Fable is coming. Why didn't they crew the Bank Buster here? Okay, I have no idea what just happened. Opponent just passed? They're crazy? Think we draw. Okay, Bonecrusher Giant is actually really nice. I think we pass though. I think we pass. Okay. I will kill the Bonecrusher Giant in response. And then pass a turn. They really don't want to use Power Word Kill. Isn't this non-demon? Huh, this is interesting. So I think it is just Bonecrusher Giant here. Yeah, let's kill the Blood Tithe Harvester. Because the Experimental Augury, it proliferates the Reckoner Bank Buster, so it actually represents more cards. Okay, here's the Sheoldred. I'm actually very surprised that we haven't seen a Sheoldred until now. Okay, we won. GG's opponent. You do not want to crew. That was actually a really cool game. They knew this deck entirely, by the way. They were completely playing around the Metamorphic Alteration perfectly. Although the Power Word Kill actually does it? Yeah, actually it doesn't even kill Archfiend of Drows. Non-demon. Kuruga. Okay. Hopefully we draw some lands. You may have this enter the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield. Interesting. Okay, we just want lands. We just want lands. Nice. They have double blue. As an any non-land permanent, so they can even copy the Fable. Kind of rude. Okay. I decided to play the Archfiend here in case they, I don't know, they don't know the combo and they play a creature. It's an enigmatic incarnation deck? I've actually never seen this in a Kuruga deck. That is interesting, actually. Should I play the Fable? I feel like I shouldn't. Like, I want them to play a creature? What does this give them? A 4-mana card? I'm gonna go ahead and let them sacrifice, because I don't know what this could be. A 4-mana card. A 4-mana creature, like what is that? On Omnath. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. My first time doing this. Enters the battle, choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of chosen creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of chosen creature. And we pass. Nice. Got him. Got him. Okay, Disdainful Stroke is gonna be insane. Negate's gonna be good. Probably Regular Bankbuster. And we'll play a copy of Nicol Bolas. I think we don't need this for Omnath. That was fun. Okay, Fatal Push out. Corpse Appraiser's probably not gonna have targets. Another... What's my last cut? Maybe it's Bonecrusher Giant. Maybe. Okay. Wow. Should I gamble? Should I gamble this? I mean, I can cycle Sensor. Well, now I don't really have to, actually. So they 100% have a Bone Crusher Giant in their hand at the moment. Now I'm going to cycle this because I need a land. Okay, this is incredibly unfortunate situation where we have no black sources. The problem is, if I Fable, they're going to Enigmatic. Maybe I should have held on to the Sensor. Whatever. Not much you can do. We're not a control deck, so we don't play that many control like counter spells. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know. I mean, I could kill it. That's not an issue. Maybe it's Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe it's Bone Crusher. Okay, so I think it's actually Memory Deluge and Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Pretty sick combo there. Although I'm not confident, especially when they have a Fire Dimension on their side. You know. Definitely losing a bit of confidence here. I think the way we win is by getting another land and winning the just. So what is this? Mystical Disputes? Ooh. And Brazen Borrower. Wait, these don't work. What are they doing? So we win next turn. Since they have Fire's Invention, they can't cast cards on our turn. Like, these are all dead. Huh? Like, huh? Hello? Oh, they could channel, though. Can they do that? When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature. I think it's already a copy instantly. Oh no, but they can... Huh, this is actually interesting. Green, green. No, the Passage is gonna kill me. Yes, please do it on the Fable. No! Not like this. Okay, well, I mean, opponent only has these mystical disputes, right? And Boseiju, right? So I'm hoping, right? They Boseiju my Fable. I think that's how I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have this stay back. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Just play your Brazen Borrowers. Yes, yes, yes. Do that. Another one? Yes? We won. Okay, hold up. They could have a count. Okay, it didn't work. Okay. Let's just... Brazen Borrower can be Archfiend. This deck is fun. Okay, so we played 4 games. We went 3-1. We lost 2 Rakdos mid-range, although it did happen off-screen. And man, there's a lot of Rakdos mid-range. I really wanted to play a mono-green Devotion because they don't have any removal spells, which means we can just safely land our Archfiend and then just put the Metamorphic Alteration on it, and we'd be just done with that, right? But that didn't happen. So if you're expecting a lot of mono green, I think this is a really sick combo that you can do to just win the game flat out. Of course, if they know what you're doing though, they could grab Stonebrain from Karn if they have a really fast start, and then just call Metamorphic Alteration or Archfiend of Dross. Probably Archfiend of Dross because now you have 2 cards that are dead. I think the changes that I made since we don't have Dig Through Time worked out to a certain extent. The Memory Deluge is still kind of iffy. It's a 4-mana card. It's a little bit more expensive. I quite enjoyed this card. It was actually really sick. Especially when you can Fable, Experimental Augury, Proliferate, and then flip it, Fatal Push, trigger the Revolt and Fatal Push. I was able to achieve that in maybe like 3 times in 4 games. So that was pretty sick. And then even after sideboarding, we do have some synergy with Experimental Augury. You have Reckoner Bankbuster, right? So we got some synergies there. But like I mentioned, I wanted to play against a lot of mono green Devotion, but we didn't. Instead, we played against a lot of Rakdos mid-range. If they know what you're doing, they will have a removal spell for you for the Archfiend of Dross at all times. So that can be a little bit tricky. So that's why in that game, I did cut Metamorphic Alteration, like 1 or 2 copies of it, and which means that we're not going to be comboing versus them, which isn't what I signed up for. You know, I just wanted to combo somebody and beat them down with Metamorphic Alteration. So thank God for the Kruga Fire's opponent. They played out the Fire's Invention, and then they had a bunch of counter spells in their hand, and then we somehow got the Boseiju out with the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and then we were able to combo off with Metamorphic Alteration. As for the sideboard, again, this is not my deck. I didn't touch the sideboard at all. I mean, this sideboard won the RCQs, so I mean, it better be good, right? So in my last video, I did play against this deck in Historic, which didn't really feel good because the consistency in Historic, being able to combo off is insane, because if you replace the Corpse Appraiser, I'm just going to change this to Historic. And let's say I add 4 copies of Crucius here. and then we take out the Memory Deluge. This means that now Crucius can always find Archfiend of Dross. So all you have to do is just find Metamorphic Alteration. Let's say you play 4 copies of it. And who cares if you play 4 copies of it, because you can just discard to Crucius and call Ambitious and get something of higher mana value. So I did get a little bit salty. I just cannot wait for this card to be nerfed. But yeah, definitely you can do something like this in Historic. Although I will have to say, Historic, there's a lot of control decks. This will probably not work because they won't have a creature for you to put the Metamorphic Alteration. So just as just a little bit of a heads up. But anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. And if you did, leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.